On top of daily calls for service, the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office faces the challenge of organizing diverse community engagement opportunities that help them get to know those they serve outside the bounds of crime or crisis. I know you guys do a lot of different community outreach programs, so can you describe at least one of them to me?
Yes. So first I want to describe, we have a Minnehaha County Community Engagement Committee that was implemented mid-year last year. And in that, myself and Deputy Cardis had this thought of community. How can we better our relationships with our community? And doing so, what we did is, we gathered a lot of intel from our own deputies, because we know our officers are out there not just, obviously enforcing the law and going to call for services, but we're human too, and we like the positive reinforcement and the community building. And that's why, honestly, the core of us get into this profession. We were able to do a couple already plans and implement them into our communities. Some of them are drawn with deputies at daycares, so that was fun. Coffee with the Cop is big. Deputy Cardis is huge on making sure that we're very consistent with that. So I'm very thankful for that, just because that consistency is what we need. So we have that. Man, we have a few. Christmas with deputies, though, is one that I'm most proud of. What we did is they got to go shopping. Each kiddo got, about $80, I believe it was, to go and, shop with a cop. Yeah. Per se. But it was all deputies or Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office. On top of that, what we did is the adults also got to do that. Oh, cool. So it was really neat, because obviously adults wanted to, well, this and that. No, this is for you. What do you want to buy? Because, parents are always giving, and we have great parents in our community. But we wanted them to be celebrated too.
So why is it so important to build those kids up before you see them, or even after you see them, outside of those vulnerable moments?
Well, one is just in the future, if they're ever in need, we want them to trust us, and we want them to know that, whatever society may embody or feed them about law enforcement, that they have their own vision of us, and that they have the ability to really get to know us and know us as people. Right. Because that's what we want to do, is know them as people and not just, someone in need. So I would say that building our youth now and being able to mentor them, that they can rely on us, is huge, as to, not seeing them later on the other side of the law.
The Community Engagement Committee is something that you've recently started to initiate and really get some momentum with. So can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, within the last year, we had a lot of interest from deputies that wanted to do more for the community, wanted to organize some events that they could participate in, but mostly what they wanted to do was be at the events that the community already was putting on. There was a lot of interest throughout our ranks, whether it was night shift or day shift, but the patrol division primarily kind of grabbed the torch and ran with it. Now that the committee has set up some special events, as well as has more of a presence within our community at their events.
A lot of times people will only see a deputy in a crisis. So why is it also important for them to see deputies and other members of the sheriff's office when they're not in a situation that might be negative? Yeah,
I think it's very important, because all the deputies, they all have their own lives, they all have their own families, they all have their own set of personal circumstances. And that's why it's important to get to know the communities that they work in and live in. We're more than just the badge, we're more than just taking people to jail. One of the nice things about the Sheriff's Office is that we're able to mediate through a lot of problems. So instead of making a quick decision, we're able to take the time with the members of the community, with the people that might be in crisis, and try to solve some of those problems.
As far as community outreach goes, what are some of the things that you've seen over the past year that were really just put a smile on your face? Yeah,
so from citizens sending us a picture of one of our deputies playing basketball in a park with some of the kids, to thank you letters we get in the community where maybe a deputy at an SRO at a school had an impact on a student's life. I think our SRO program is something that really shines within the Sheriff's Office. We have 5 SROs in all of our major schools in Minnehaha County, in a lot of our cities, and they're kind of our frontline deputies. They're the deputies that everybody knows, that everybody gets to know, and that's where I get the most of the feedback, is saying, hey, your deputy talked to my kid about this specific issue or that specific issue and really helped them through a hard time.